With the COVID-19 pandemic coming under control, this year's Triple Crown Championship reverts back to its original agenda, with the first leg being the 1.25 mile Kentucky Derby, being run on the traditional first Saturday in May. The second leg remains the 1 3/16 mile Preakness Stakes, being run 2 weeks later on May 15th. And the final 1.5 mile Belmont Stakes will be run 3 weeks later on Saturday, June 5th. All racing venues will insist upon proper personal hygiene protection and social distancing for these races to take place. This Saturday's 147th Run for the Roses will be challenged by 20 contestants. The best horses to compete are those which qualified with the highest points earned in a series of 35 races offered on what was called the Road to the Kentucky Derby. This will be the first return after many years to the past rules of horses racing without the benefit of Lasix, an anti-bleeding diuretic medication. Many racing venues have already implemented a ban on use of Lasix, which was first introduced in the 1970s. It was used to alleviate the effects of exercise-induced pulmonary hemorrhage during racing, called bleeding, where blood would come up from the lungs. While there are some health benefits to horses using Lasix to minimize bleeding, it also allowed horses to exercise and campaign more heavily, decrease their weight prior to racing, which is considered an advantage, and it even masked other medications use. Several successful Derby and Preakness contenders using Lasix either skipped or performed poorly at the Belmont Stakes until New York allowed its use some 20 years later. Most races and race venues are now decreasing the use of Lasix to fall into compliance with the newly National Horse Racing Integrity and Safety Act, which takes full effect in 2022 and will be overseen by government. None of the 3-year-old horses that are racing in the Kentucky Derby this year were eligible if they had raced in any previous races using Lasix. Horse racing is built upon grueling preparation, traditional horsemanship values, and the hope for some luck. So it's interesting that this year will be the second Derby using a new starting gate, which has continuous uninterrupted slots for 20 horses. This new gate is less wide and allows a little bit more room at the rail, which is the inside position for a horse, which in previous years has been blamed for an inside horse getting crushed once the gates open, to such a large stampede of qualified horses racing for the lead at the first turn. Slower inside horses can be instantly restricted to the back of the pack, while horses starting at the furthest post position must make up an increased amount of distance just to catch the early leaders. Interestingly, while it is always possible to win the Derby from any post position, no horse has ever won from post position number 17. Why is that? Racing luck? No one knows. While equine talent and conditioning and skillful jockeying are the most important factors in making the best from one's starting gate position, it's believed that the most consistent chances for winning and or coming in the purse money are generally afforded from the middle positions. I'm not a handicapper. However, I'm a veterinarian who has been associated in some form or another with Belmont Park and horse racing since 1971. So I have some general comments that might be of interest to you in watching Saturday's Kentucky Derby coverage. It will be broadcast Eastern Standard Time on NBC Sports from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. and major network NBC from 2:30 to 7:30 p.m. The jockeys saddle up at 6:30 p.m. with the race commencing at 6:57. I believe of the 20 entries this year, there are half which have a reasonable chance of finishing somewhere in the money, and 7 of those that have the potential to win the 2021 Kentucky Derby. Let me discuss a few of my favorite picks, and you can draw your own conclusions. Again, remember, I'm not a handicapper. I'm just giving you my comments about some of the interesting facts within the race. My first choice would be Essential Quality, which draws the best odds, or the lowest odds, 2-1. Comes from post position 14, which is a decent post position. Its trainer, Brad Cox, is a Louisville native with an impressive record, including having won the 2020 Breeders' Cup Juvenile with Essential Quality, the same horse. Neither he nor his jockey, Luis Saez, have won a Triple Crown race. Saez was disqualified aboard Maxim Security, which he was hoping to win after he finished first in the 2019 Derby, but he was disqualified for interference. My second choice is a horse called Rock Your World. It's the second betting favorite as of now, 5-1 odds. Post position number 15, again, a decent post position. Has an impressive trainer, John Sadler, but he has yet to win a Triple Crown race. His jockey, Joel Rosario, won the Kentucky Derby in 2013 aboard Orb, so he has some experience in that dimension. My third choice is actually the fourth betting favorite, and that's Hot Rod Charlie. He's an 8-1 odds. He's from post position 9, which is a good post position, and that's why I favor him a little bit more over the next one I'll mention. His trainer, Doug O'Neill, won the Derby twice with I'll Have Another in 2012 and Nyquist in 2016. Jockey Flavin Pratt won the Derby with Country House at 65-1 odds in 2019, winning due to the disqualification for interference by Maxim Security involving that same number 1 jockey, Luis Saez. My fourth choice is the third betting odds favorite, Known Agenda, a 6-1 odds, post position number 1, and that's the difficulty here for post positions. That horse could get trapped on the inside. Trainer Todd Pletcher won the Derby twice with Super Saver in 2010 and Always Dreaming in 2017. He's a fantastic trainer and conditioner. His jockey, Orad Ortiz Jr., is considered one of the best jockeys in America, some believe him to be the best, but he's never won the Derby in spite of winning a number of great races. He's in a bad post position. Will this be the first year he has a real shot to win the Derby or at least come in the money? So those are my top 4 choices. Now we'll go to the second tier where there's 3 more. My fifth choice is highly motivated, at 10-1 odds, and he's from post position 17. Again, this is an outside post position, a little too far out for my liking. His trainer, Chad Brown, is a very accomplished trainer, and his jockey, Xavier Castellano, is equally successful. While both have won many noteworthy races and have been highly praised for it, neither one has won a Derby. I consider the outside post position a disadvantage, and some people who are more handicappers believe that the past performance of the horse has not been that great. But remember, anything can happen to a horse on any day. They can have a good day and a bad day. My sixth choice is Mandalone. He's 15-1 odds, post position number 7. Again, good post position. This is his trainer, Brad Cox, the same Louisville trainer that we already discussed, who has a 2-1 favorite, Essential Quality. He has seasoned jockey Florent Giroux up on the horse, but that jockey has never won a Triple Crown race. And my seventh and final pick to pay attention to is Medina Spirit, 15-1 odds, post position number 8, a good post position. He has Hall of Fame trainer Bob Baffert, and Baffert has already won multiple Triple Crown races, including 2 Triple Crowns themselves, with American Pharoah in 2015 and Justify in 2018. I believe he's the only trainer in history to win 2 Triple Crown races, I believe. He's the most recognized and noteworthy trainer in the race. Now, last year, Baffert and Hall of Fame jockey John Velazquez won the Derby with Authentic from post position number 15. The equally talented jockey John Velazquez also won the Derby in 2011 aboard Animal Kingdom and in 2017 with Always Dreaming. This may historically be the most talented trainer-jockey combination of the race. However, they may or may not have the best horse in this race. We'll find out that day. There are an additional 13 more entries, including some Hall of Fame trainers and equally accomplished jockeys, all with talented horses. As 20 horses exit the starting gate in what has been compared to a stampede, and with constant challenging for position along the 1 1/4 mile course, winning or even coming in the money is extremely challenging. I believe you should watch the race and follow the true handicappers as they comment on each and every one of the horses' challenges for that day. And there may be some surprises that day. There are 4 of those entries in the long shots, 20-1 odds, 3 at 30-1 odds, and 6 with 50-1 odds. Any one of these horses could finish in the money. Remember, they've won some super races to get to this point. However, it's even less likely that any of them will win this year's Kentucky Derby. And for that reason, they draw some significant odds. And once in a while, a real long shot can win. Always remember that once the starting gate opens, anything can happen, especially in this action-packed 2-minute classic stampede of a horse race. We sincerely wish all the horses and jockeys a safe trip. Thank you for